Thanks for joining me. I'm Jerrel. I develop games for a living. I'm currently working on a monster raising game. People have been asking me to comment on the recent Nintendo patent situation regarding monster taming games. I'm going to answer this topic in two parts. First, I'll answer from a professional perspective, and then I'll tell you about my game, Goo Buddies, what I'm working on and what the gameplay is going to be like. I'll show a little bit of my development environment, and then after that, I will answer the topic of the Nintendo patent on a personal level. So I think people are probably going to be mad at me in this video because I will not be answering this the way that people want, I think. I have no interest in joining online echo chambers. That's not something that interests me at all. So I will not be joining an echo chamber of outrage where we all get mad at some big corporation business. I'm going to be answering this topic a little bit differently than what you might expect. So first off, it's absolutely fine if you want to say negative things about Nintendo or say something negative about the patent situation. If you want to make fun of that, absolutely. You are absolutely allowed to do that. I'm not saying you're not allowed to do that. Speak your mind, say what you want on the internet. It's fine if you want to spend your care and your attention on this subject. But for me personally, this is not a subject that I care about, and it is not something that I will waste my attention on. I'm currently developing a monster raising game. Developing a game is extremely time intensive. It demands your full attention and your care. I do not care about the Nintendo patent regarding whatever mechanics they've described for their monster raising games. It seems like they're specifically describing the Pokemon Legends ZA battle system, and it is not interesting to me. So I'm going to keep making my game exactly the way that I want to make it, and I'm going to make the best possible game that I can, and I'm going to give people something fun to play, and I don't care about what Nintendo patents. So one of my earliest memories in life was playing a video game and knowing that I needed to make video games and that I wanted to make something so I could give people something to believe in. More than anything in the world, I will accomplish that. I will create exciting new experiences and stories for people, and absolutely nothing will stop me. If you are a game developer, if you are worried about the Nintendo patent, then here is my advice to you. Don't worry about it. Do what you believe in, create something that you care about, and don't waste your time or your energy on something that you cannot influence or fight. As you get older, you must learn how to tell when you can win a fight. A man has to understand his position and the immutable facts, and he must determine whether or not it is worth engaging in a fight. If you think something is worth your time, feel free to fight it. People have very limited time and energy, and I'm going to use my time and my energy to create something positive for people. I'm not going to waste my time and my energy engaging in a fight in which there are no winners and no losers. When you get older, you will learn to recognize situations where the outcome will be the exact same, whether you fight it or not. And the only things that will change are how much of your time and energy you waste, or whether you put that to good use. So let's see what happens. I'm going to make my monster raising game. I'm going to make it exactly how I want to make it, and I'm going to create incredible experiences for people. I'm going to create something for people to believe in, and absolutely nothing will get in my way and nothing will stop me. And I know nothing will stop me because that is a fight that I know that I will win any day. So no patent will bother me, frighten me, or worry me. This topic about Nintendo's patents threatening to stop developers is so trivial, it is not worth my time. And it is trivial because I care way too much about making the best possible games that I can make. I care way more about giving people something great, something new, something worth caring about. And I will do absolutely whatever it takes to accomplish my goals. So it doesn't matter what a patent is. To me, it's negligible, it means absolutely nothing, and it is not worth my time worrying about it. So that's my position on the topic. I understand if this is not repeating your opinion and I'm not saying something that you want to hear, and I can accept that and understand that. So you can let me know in the comment section if this answer was not to your liking, and I can accept that. So thank you for hearing me out. That's my answer. This is a boring topic. It is not worth me worrying about. So thanks for hearing me out on that. If you'd like to hear a bit about the game that I'm working on now, Goo Buddies, this is something I'm very excited about. It's basically my dream monster raising game, and I'll tell you a little bit about it now. I'll show you my development environment here. I don't have a trailer ready yet, as I'm still programming the heads-up display, and I have some placeholder graphics here. So let's take a look. This is Goo Buddies. This is a monster raising game set in a world called Gooya, where creatures made of goo live alongside humans. In this world, technology is goo-based. So you know how some games are steampunk? I would call this goo-punk. They have technology that uses goo and slime. So how do you obtain a Goo Buddy? Well, you don't catch them, and you certainly don't put them in a ball or a capsule. When a Goo Buddy lays an egg, that egg is totally blank, and it contains no genetic data. The egg must be exposed to different elements and experiences, and the egg will change based on those experiences. When you expose a blank egg to different kinds of battles and environments, the egg will pick up radiation and it will copy genetic data until it becomes ready to hatch. This way, players can influence the traits, elements, and even some battle actions that a Goo Buddy is born with. The battles in this game will range from 1 versus 1 to 5 versus 5. Goo Buddies actually have their own actions during battle. They choose their own actions during battle, but the player can issue commands to ask the Goo Buddy to perform certain types of actions, such as using defensive or healing actions, or maybe asking Goo Buddies to use moves that will inflict status ailments on the enemies. You don't get to directly pick the moves, but you can ask the Goo Buddy to use certain kinds, and they will respond to you based on their intelligence. Goo Buddies have different patterns for using certain battle actions based on their intelligence stat. Battle actions that are more complex and more useful will be used more often if the Goo Buddy has a higher intelligence stat. Battles are quite strategic, and they can be very heavily team-based. There will be different daily missions that allow players to earn useful rewards, such as items that teach Goo Buddies new battle actions. There will be weekly missions that challenge the player to build the ideal team to try to defeat a Colossus, which is a giant, monstrous Goo Buddy that has very specific strengths and weaknesses. So the player has to build a team specifically to take down that Colossus. Defeating a Colossus will earn the player items that teach extremely useful battle actions. Eventually, the player will gain the ability to perform stack fusion. It's a special technique that allows two Goo Buddies to fuse temporarily together into one powerful form. It combines their stats and their battle actions into one form so they can engage in battle. This might be necessary to deal with very difficult missions. Goo Buddies can be born with all kinds of different physical mutations and have different battle actions, so a Goo Buddy that you hatch may be unique to your save file entirely, and the Goo Buddy hatches and has traits because you took that egg on an adventure and you exposed that egg to different experiences, and it is born through your experiences with the egg. This game is played in ranch style, so you don't have to explore a huge world. You don't go on a big adventure wandering around, but that style of game is something that I would like to explore in the future if people enjoy and respond positively to this game. Okay, that's what I want to share with you about Goo Buddies. I'm working extremely hard. This is a game that this is the game I've developed that I've laughed the most developing, because the creature designs I'm making them I'm just making them to be really fun. Some are meant to be really adorable. Um, and now I'm working on the physics, and they're just jiggling around, and it's very funny to me. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm laughing a lot. This is the most I've laughed working on any game. So that's Goo Buddies. Now, I said I would discuss the Nintendo patent on a personal level, so I'll get a little bit more on away from the professional answer, and my personal answer on why I do not care about the Nintendo patent. And here it is. People have a limited amount of care and a little limited amount of attention, and I'm not going to waste my care and my attention on something like that. I personally have a number of friends who are going through difficult times, and I want to be present, and I'm trying to figure out how to be a supportive friend, and I'm trying to be the best friend that I possibly can be. I do music clubs, I do Irish pub sessions, and we play music, and there's, I've got some friends there that are having difficult times with, a friend's wife is dealing with dementia, and it's tough, I know what that situation is like. It's difficult for him. And being an adult male, it's difficult to talk about feelings and to discuss things, and you can't ask for help, and you can't tell people you're going through a tough time. But I can see friends going through a tough time, and you can't really just talk about it. And I think one of the only ways that I can support, that friend is to learn lots of good old Irish songs. He's from Ireland. And when we go to our Irish clubs, I'm going to play him songs that he knows, some old songs that he would really like, and give him something positive, something to look forward to. And so I've been doing that. I've been spending my time and my attention learning more and more Irish songs, and I've learned a Gaelic song recently, and I've been doing these songs, and he's just got a big smile on his face hearing and playing fiddle along and singing along to these old tunes that they're from the country where he was born, and it's important to him. And that's the only thing that I can do to be a supportive friend in that kind of situation. And in situations like that, that's how I'm going to spend my time. I want to spend my care and my attention on being a good and supportive friend. I've lost a number of friends to cancer over the number of years, but I've lost 3 friends recently. And that's something that you have to find a way to navigate and remain positive. And I'm making new friends now. I'm meeting new people through these music clubs. I'm making new friends. We're in touch. And I'm navigating making new friends. And we're trying to figure out, how to fit into each other's lives, because we're all adults, and some people are quite older, and it's not like in school where you just hang out and then things just gel. As adults, it takes more effort to figure out how to fit into each other's lives and how you can be friends, and it takes time and it takes effort. And I'm personally trying to not feel guilty over what feels like replacing friends that I've lost, because you can say that's what it is, and it's kind of harsh, but it's true. I'm trying to replenish, my friends. I've lost a number of friends over the years, and I would, there's a gap. It feels like there's people missing from my life, and I would like to not have a gap. And in order to fill that gap, you just, people come and people go out of your lives, and you have to stay positive, and you focus on bringing positivity to other people. And that's what I care about. I care about that. I care about bringing something positive to people. I care about being there for people. And I absolutely do not have time for whatever Nintendo patent thing is going on. So that is my personal answer for that question. So I hope you understand. Thanks very much for hearing me out. It is, wow, it's 45 past midnight. So I'll post this video, catch some shut-eye, wake up first thing in the morning, and get straight back to work. I'm working on Goo Buddies. I want to make a lot of progress. Today on Goo Buddies, it was a lot of paperwork. It was a lot of data entry for the battle actions. Oh, paperwork is boring. Okay, take care of yourselves. Be well. I'll see you around. Thanks for hearing me out.